Hey folks, it's Ray over here, and I have my new journal with me, and I spent some time, maybe like an hour, writing something. And even though it's raw, it's unedited, the sentences aren't the best. I will maybe edit it in the future for Substack someday. Uh, but right now, I want to read it to you and keep it in my channel as something maybe I can revisit in the future, or maybe not. I don't think I want to revisit this, but we'll find out. Viewer disclaimer to anybody who's watching this: if you've noticed the title, it's about grief, and it's just a rant, it's not going to be anything helpful. If you make it to the end of this, I don't think you'll feel like you have a solution to feel better. But if you're someone who's grieving right now, you will find this very relatable, and that might comfort you, because for me, listening to other people who have this, who are going through the same things as I am, has always helped me. Anyway, so this is my take on grief, and we'll see where this goes. Grief. Grief is truly the dead end. I have always thought I can run away from it if I spend my days being grateful, by staying grounded in love. As more time has gone by, I have started looking at these things like sedatives, as things that numb you to the pain, but the effect inevitably fades away. We think that a shift in mindset, a change in perspective, and embracing the present moment will help us turn away from grief, but grief is what we are eventually running towards. It is the dead end. You can never simply talk your way out of grieving, because grief is so much more than just an emotion that comes and goes. Grief is a kind of despair that weighs down on you so heavily that the only way to feel lighter is to recognize it as a part of yourself, a part of who you are. Lately, I have been grieving a lot. I have been grieving my life, the one I could not live. I'm grieving the people who could have stayed, who could have been better. But mostly, I'm grieving my father. And this part is a little personal, so I'm not gonna dive deep into it. I'm not gonna read this. So the next part which I can read is, well, grief renders you in a pathetic state sometimes, or maybe for the most of your life. You cannot tell the difference always. The pathetic nature can rarely be seen, and it can only be felt. Grief accumulates over time, over your soul, like something very physical, like dust on your study table, or like the dust on the books you haven't picked up for years. Grief builds a prison inside of you, an invisible prison that that is impossible to break out of. But life is simply not just black or white. Life is often just shades of grey. So my grief, it is not all black or white, and it's certainly not just all black. The light rays are the brightest in the darkest rooms, right? I personally hate the concept of embracing the present moment as a coping mechanism, because it sounds cliche and ignorant. It does sound cliche, but something sounds cliche when it's so true, relevant, and has been repeated innumerable times. Embracing the present moment not just helps you but allows you to see your grief as more than just a pathetic feeling. Being grateful for what you have and what you are able to experience right now, no matter how temporary, is a very fulfilling feeling. Ray from the future, if you're watching this, please never stop embracing the present moment, no matter what people tell you. Anyway, you have to hold it, you get to hold it for a moment more, and there is a life lived in that small moment. Mourning for something, for mourning for most of my life has made me look at life from a sense of loss. But somehow, miraculously, I can also find joy in ordinary things. I do not know if the grief I carry has anything to do with this. I like to believe that it does. When a person has only ever lost things, they start to recognize the fleeting nature of life. Their goal is to experience, not own. They can appreciate the moments for a little longer, with little more love without feeling the need to grasp it because they know that it is because they already know that it is not theirs. Maybe this is enlightenment, or maybe this is just how a pathetic person copes. But it's beautiful and it makes life a lot more bearable. I don't know why, I just feel a little heavy after reading this, but I feel like I ended it on a more positive note, and this is exactly how I look at grief for most of it. I grieve a person a lot. That person isn't dead yet, but I truly don't know how much longer that person is gonna be with me. Maybe sometimes I'm exaggerating this, maybe sometimes I'm just trying to shrink it down, but it is what it is. Anticipatory grief is the worst of them all. It's like you are so aware of the impending doom that you forget that the thing about impending doom is that it hasn't happened yet. And something that hasn't happened yet should not cloud over your life so much. Well, I don't know, man. Thinking about the person that I grieve and the things that I carry the most grief about always renders me in a very helpless position because I start feeling like it's a part of me. The only way to feel lighter is to recognize it as a part of myself, and while that does make me feel lighter, it also renders me in a pathetic state. Like, is this what life is about? But truth is, we've all lost things that are dear to us, and maybe it was all just a reminder that nothing belongs to us, and we're here to experience and not own anything. And I hope this message sticks with you. And if you've made it to the end of the rant, I hope you feel a little bit more comforted finding something relatable. That's Ray signing off for the night, and bye bye.